Good morning and welcome back to Blue Jay Acres. My name is Noelle. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we're gonna do some cooking. We're gonna do some canning and just some different, I guess, farm stuff. So let's go on and start with some breakfast. All right, you guys, breakfast today. So I want to tell you, I figured out how to make the best yogurt. So I will be sharing that with you guys next week. The consistency is perfect. Everything is perfect. It's just the best yogurt. So today, that's what we're having. We have a busy day today. We're gonna go pick up 20 dozen corn from a farmer. He's about 40 minutes away. And we're gonna can some of that up over the next few days. I got a lot of canning action gonna be happening here soon. I'm just gonna do some blueberries and some honey. Everybody's gonna just make their own, however it is that they want it. This is unsweetened yogurt. And that's it. That's today's breakfast. Delicious. Also, I'm gonna show you guys the best coffee that I've been making. I got this little coffee maker. So much better than, out of hair, my hair's shedding. So much better than the coffee that from the regular pot. So you just put in some water in the bottom here, then you fill this with your coffee grinds. And then twist this and all the coffee will come up here when it's ready. And you do it on a medium, like I do it on a 5 heat. And then in here is some of our fresh milk. Now I'm making this one sweet for Brooke. I don't do sweet, so I just do it like this. And I do no sweetener at all in mine. With a pinch of vanilla. Vanilla bean powder, you guys, is a game changer. It's what I always use. Get it on Amazon. It's just dried, ground up Madagascar vanilla beans, and the flavor is so amazing. I don't even use extract like ever anymore. And then some sugar. She does like it sweet, like with a creamer. And then a little bit of nutmeg. Normally it would be freshly ground, but she went ahead and ground up a bunch of it the other day. Coarsely ground it, so I'm trying to use that up. And then just a pinch of salt. Just a pinch. And then her favorite cup, I love anime. I'm just mixing this up. I will froth really good the last little bit. And then you'll know this is done when it starts to have some steam come out here. And then you can also just kind of lift it up and you'll see it. The only thing with the milk is you always got to watch that it doesn't boil over. Because it's just steamed milk. And sadly I did boil it over and I had to scrub my stove down this morning with my morning coffee because I was distracted. Like this is going to be done, so I'm going to go on and remove this. I just want to go on and make sure it's all good and stirred up in there. Okay, and you can see it's kind of starting to boil over here. If you can see, let's see if you guys can see that. So that's about done. Okay, and then all I do is just going to pour in about 1/3 of the cup is coffee, because this would be an espresso type coffee. Then steamed milk, which does make all the difference. Then in just one of our really little cups, I'm going to add just a little bit more of the milk. I had already removed all the cream off the top of my milk. If I'd left the cream on, this would be even creamier. So if you did like a half and half, it'd be better foam. But that's good enough. And then I've got the foam on top. And just a sprinkle of cinnamon. That's it, you guys. That is the best coffee ever. And mine, though, I don't do the cinnamon and all that. I just do frothed milk. I just do frothed milk and the espresso. Alright, you guys, I just got back from getting the corn. And I'll show you. Turned out the wrong light. So here it is. It is 4 huge bags. There's 5 dozen per bag. A lot of canning gonna happen. I did open one ear and it's looking pretty good. So I'll show you guys that. So not bad at all. So we'll get to canning some of that here in just a minute. Okay, so before we get to the corn and I start dealing with all of that, I want to go on and cook up one of our chickens. And we'll just see, because I want to do it before. We're supposed to have really bad storms today. And it's going to get really, really hot as well. So I'd rather heat up the house and cook this in the oven now than later. So I've been missing the last little bit because we spent all weekend doing our first batch of butchering chickens. And let me tell you, it was definitely a learning experience. We did our multi-purpose birds. For those of you that are wondering about that, we chose the black Australorp as our dual-purpose bird. So we're going to see how we like the meat today. We're going to try it and see. So when we got them, we got just a straight run, and it ended up giving us a handful of hens and a whole lot of roosters. So altogether, we have about 18 roosters. You cannot keep that many roosters on your property. So they were the ones that we were using for food. And then we do have our meat birds that I've already shown you guys, the meat chicks. Now that, we know how that tastes. We did Cornish cross. And we know how that tastes because that's what Charles did when he went to sow the land to learn how to do the chickens. And then he had to teach me. And between that, and we had both boys because the girls are all working, it was definitely a challenge. And then we had some big storms come through. But I'm going to show you real quick a little bit while I get this together of Charles. He had to put together a cone station. If that's not your thing, just fast forward through that. But it is part of being a homesteader, and it is part of doing meat birds ourselves. And then he also, the setup of where we were doing all the butchering. Now, it's not going to show you any of the butchering. I didn't film any of that one because we're newbies and he was teaching me. And 2, I know that that's not everybody's thing, but down the road we will probably share some of that, and that'll be an option, obviously, if you want to watch that or not. But here's a look at him getting things set up and putting this together, and then I'll show you this chicken as we're getting it all put together.
Welcome back to another Blue Jay Acres. I'm Charles, and today I have a small project that I need to get accomplished. So we are doing our chicken butchering, that's the plan, this weekend. And what I'm looking to do is put together a cone stand, which will enable me to hang the cones but not have a back on it. Recently took a chicken butchering class with Jason at Sow the Land, and he had his set up this way. I thought it was a great idea because it does keep from any of the mess from unnecessarily getting all over a wall that you need to wash. Just gives you the flexibility to move that station around where it's going to serve you the best when you go to do that job. So I've already taken liberty to cut out the pieces that I need, and ultimately I'm starting with just 4 2x4s to make this whole project. And I want to show you that the amount of waste is minimal. So probably about an 18-inch piece, and yeah, probably about a 3.5-inch piece, give or take. That is all that is left out of the 4 2x4s when I made the cuts the way that I had originally laid them out. So everything goes the way I think it will in my head. we'll see what the finished project looks like, and it should work really, really well. So I've got all the pieces cut out. I've got them laid on the ground. I'll show you a quick snapshot of those, and then I'm going to go ahead and getting that assembled and show you how I'm putting it together. So these are all of the pieces cut out and laying on the ground. As you can see, these are laying like toe to toe. That is not the way they will go when they get put on, but to make certain I have everything, that is what I look to do. So essentially I have 4 right angle braces that are 2 feet long. I have 2 uprights that are each 64 inches long. My legs are the remainder of that 2x4, so they are 32 inches long. And then 2 4-foot boards to go in between. One will help stabilize the cone, one will actually hold the cone, and it'll also help keep the unit from being a little, like, you know, wobbly as it goes side to side as well. So I'm going to grab the screws that I got for this job, and we'll get to marking it out and putting it together. All right, folks, I had to put on my sunglasses because it is bright out here, and by golly is it hot. So to do this job, just got my standard Ryobi drill. Any handheld drill is going to do the job. I do have a star drive bit that I use. Most all the screws that I buy, I use the star bits when I'm doing this outside. And I just got some 2.5 inch decking screws to use on this particular project, mainly because they're coated. I don't have to worry about them rusting. And I get a really good grip on them when I use that star drive bit. Standard, just small drill bit. I do like to pilot my holes just to make sure I get everything in and straight. So I think that is essentially most of the tools, aside from the measuring tape that I use to kind of map all this out. So pencil, always a good thing. What I'm going to do is just kind of measure out where I want all my pilot holes to go, and then I will put it all together. So yeah, let's start with, I'm going to start with this upper frame. Now my idea here is these will be recessed just a little bit, so I'm going to line this cross brace up with the back of my stand and let these be offset just a little bit, because I am going to run these 2x4s kind of at 90 degrees to those, so they're a little bit deeper and I get kind of some strength front to back versus side to side. So I'm just going to flip these down, and then honestly, when I want to make quick cuts or do something simple, I'll take a scrap piece of the 2x4 and line it up on the back, and I'm just going to kind of make my mark. Oh, well, I'd make my mark if my pencil was compliant. There we go. I'm going to make my mark here. And I could use a T-square, measuring tape, anything really to make this. But now with that line in, I set my 2x4 down and just kind of mark around this. And then I'll know I'm going to have 3 screws kind of going in this particular location. I'll drill from the front, then when I stand this up, this will line up. And since this is on the back, I will put it on last. But the next thing I want to do is just kind of figure out, well, how far apart do I want these 2x4s to be? And so for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get my cones really quick and see how long those cones are. I'm thinking they're medium cones. I'm thinking they're about 20 inches, but I want to make sure I get these far enough apart to make it count, close enough together so it doesn't just flop around. So I'll be right back with a cone. Alright, so I am back with my cone, which measures about 17 inches, as I got 2 of them stacked together. And what I'm looking to do is just make sure I have this to where I can hang it, and I don't have anything under here. So I'm going to want that, because it tapers backward, I'm going to want to move that a little closer together. So now I've got a good resting point, and that would give me about 15.5 inches on that. So I'm gonna come out here and find my 15.5 inch mark. And then, true to the way I did the other one, just make a quick mark. And then I will have my 3 pilot drill holes, put 3 screws in there. So that's going to line me up on one. Now what I'm going to do is just quickly do the other side.
All right, so we're gonna go on and start this chicken now. So I've got this garlic, and I'm just throwing it in, peels and all, because I'm gonna make some broth while we're at it. And I'll be straining all of that. I'm gonna also throw in some onion and some carrots. We have one more bag of these as well from the store, and then we are done with carrots from the store. Okay, and then I have our 2 chickens here. Now our chickens weighed out at about 2.9 pounds a piece. So I'm gonna put both of those on in here. Actually, I think I'm gonna turn them this way. It's very hard to get all the black out when you're doing black feathered chickens. We are definitely trying. I think I'll make one that way and one that way. But we're very excited to see then how we like this flavor. And now I'm going to pour some water in here. These flies are so awful out here. And then just a little bit of wine. I'm going to do some rosemary. Oh, it smells so good. Then I also want to do some salt and some pepper. And then just to help keep it moist, I have some homemade mayonnaise. So all this is just eggs, egg yolk. It is basically avocado oil. It's nothing, a little bit of mustard, a little bit of lemon juice. But I like to rub that on the top of my chickens or turkeys because it helps keep it moist so that your chicken doesn't dry out. And then I'm just going to kind of rub it on here. And then just in case this wants to try to boil over, because this produces a lot of juice, I'm going to put this on top of a baking tray. This is actually quite heavy already. And a little bit more salt. And a little bit more pepper. I also want to add just a little bit of garlic powder. And I'm going to pop it in the oven. Alright, you guys, so now the chicken's in the oven. I've got a bunch of canning jars in the dishwasher. So just kind of waiting for all that to happen, and then we'll start some of the canning today. Definitely a lot more canning will happen tomorrow than today. And then I wanted to tell you, so by doing our chicken processing, those of you that do this or know about it, there are 3 things that we have decided to definitely invest in. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about how that went. One, it took us all day to do some. Of course, Charles said to teach me how to do it. And then when him and I got in kind of a groove, it definitely picked up some. However, defeathering and things like that by hand, things that you have to do, you know, the old-fashioned way, took a very, very long time. So to be more efficient when we are doing 50 to 75 birds at a time, we have decided to be more efficient. We will invest in a chicken plucker, a feather plucker, and then we will also invest in a pedal that you can step on that'll make your hose go, because you're washing your hands so many times and so much touching of the hose, even if you wipe it off constantly with Clorox wipes and things like that, is still, you've got to touch it to turn it on to wash your hands a million times. So a hose, a pedal attachment that'll turn the hose on and you can just step on it with your foot, can be so much of a help keeping everything sanitary and clean. And then the other thing also is a soap dispenser that you can put your hand under and it will squirt the soap out. So a hands-free way to do the hose and to do the soap dispenser. And I think that's going to make a huge difference and definitely make me feel like everything's definitely staying cleaner that way. And if all goes good with these chickens, and we're gonna let you guys know in case some of you are wanting to do dual purpose, how we really truly feel about this and the meat. It will take us a while to build our flock up because these have to grow out for 6 months versus 8 weeks for the meat chickens. So it takes a lot longer to grow these out. However, I feel so much better knowing that our roosters have a purpose instead of, until we learned how to process, we would just have to call the roosters, and we would just have to bury them because we didn't know what to do with them and how to take care of it. And now nothing is going to waste, even if it ends up that they just are good for chicken broth and like a chicken soup type thing. That's fine too if they're not good baked. It's good to know how to utilize everything that you can that's on your farm. And I feel like especially now, these are skills that are so good to have. And I advise, you know, anybody wanting to do a farm to definitely go do a class somewhere. It was very hard for us. Nobody out here, we're in the middle of farmlands. Everybody out here, I mean, 4-H and the fair is where it's at. And you know, you get late to school and for everything for tractors being in your way, and that's acceptable. Or you can leave school because your cows get out. That's acceptable. So, I mean, nobody, though, teaches chicken butchering out here. Nobody. We couldn't find anybody. And so we drove all the way to North Carolina to do one with Sow the Land. And I think that it is a wonderful skill to have. And just another step in being self-sufficient, which I think is just really important right now in these days and times. Okay, enough chatting about that. I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Our chickens will be done. I got a couple hours on my dishwasher. Dishwashers take forever, right? So then we'll do some corn shucking. And oh, I wanted to show you one more thing. So I got these special pans off of Amazon. And you guys, this is going to be a game changer. I'm hoping that the Vital Wheat gluten that I get from Azure makes the bread just a little bit chewier so that it can fold without breaking. This made the perfect, you put the lid on when you bake it, and it makes the perfect loaf. So it looks just like a store-bought loaf. It stays square and beautiful. Let me show you. There's not much left, and I just made it yesterday. Look at that, perfectly square and great. My only issue, and I won't give it to Luke. If you don't know who Luke is, that's my son that's autistic. He's 12, and he only does store-bought bread. I won't give it to him until I can make it fold. Like, it is so soft. It's soft, but it has to be able to fold so that he can't tell the difference. I'm hoping that the Vital Wheat gluten will help with that. The bread tastes amazing. It's the only bread recipe you ever need to make everything. I'm sorry, again, the flies are so bad. It's just as bad out here. It's farm life. But this turned out so good. I made a delicious cinnamon raisin because that's Theo's favorite. So good. He's eating it up. So we had a lot of success in the kitchen this week. Sorry I didn't film it, but I will be sharing all of that with you guys as soon as I can. This came in a 2-pack. They are quite pricey. It was $40 for 2 of them. However, they're very sturdy. As long as you keep it dry and you don't like cut in it to where it would rust out, these should stay. I mean, I shouldn't have to ever replace them. They're very, very sturdy. And definitely worked beautifully. It makes a great big loaf. The only thing we talked about also maybe getting to help with him and kind of tricking him into it being store-bought. He doesn't ever look at the packaging, so don't gotta worry about that. But they have a little thing, I think it was about $20. And you set your loaf in it, and then it has guides so that you can slice it in the exact perfect slices, same thickness and everything that you would get at a store in a loaf. So another way to trick him, because I really want him off of any kind of store bread. The other thing that this pan did then is the crust. So see the crust, it's soft, just like crust from the store. And I think it's because it steams some while it's in here because you forgot the lid on. So that keeps it soft. So we love homemade bread. The whole family loves homemade bread. I've been making bread forever and they all love it. And we love the crunchy bit on top. That's wonderful, we all love it. But to trick him and make just an actual sandwich bread, that's harder to do. And I think this pan just made it so good. So I'm so close to having it down. I just gotta work a tiniest bit more. And I can't wait to share with you guys when I got it all figured out how to make a loaf of bread, like Wonder Bread at home without all the crap in it. And it tastes perfect. I will get there. All right, one more thing I wanted to show you guys. I'm swatting flies everywhere. I'm gonna down my fly swatter. A long time ago, I don't even remember when, I had bought this calendar. I think it was 2022 because they were like, are you sure? It even messaged me, Amazon, and they were like, are you sure you know this is not the right year? And I was like, yes, I'm sure. I want that calendar. Well, it's like a vinyl. So the pictures are all vinyl. It's empty because I want to get your guys' opinion. One of the things that I did is I loved the pictures. Loved them. So I've put them kind of all over my kitchen right now. And I'm going to take you to just kind of see them. They're all over my kitchen. I just have a variety of them everywhere, and I just love them. I love them, love them, love them. So up at the top though here, what I thought I want to do is up here is to remove my Home Where Our Story Begins. I'm going to put that in the entryway into the kitchen, and then all along here to have these beautiful pictures framed. And I'm gonna have Charles make a very thin frame that is the color of our fence out here. So like that farm red. And then all of my cabinets are gonna be white. Everything will be white when we redo the kitchen, which is gonna happen this winter. But I just wanted to get a feel for how I liked my pictures. The cabinets are all gonna be white everywhere. The countertops will all be this gray and white, if you can see that. Gray and white marble, because that's already on all of our windowsills. And then I want like a shiplap, a white but distressed looking shiplap all through here and here. So that's what I'm wanting. And oh, and I got to show you the knobs my mom got me. All right, and then these are the different little knobs my mom got me. I still haven't even opened them. She got me these a long time ago. They're so cute. Like that says Farm Fresh. Each one's like antique and kind of different. Farmhouse. They're all so cute. Okay, so I went ahead and opened so you guys could see. They are so cute. I love them. And these are going to go on all of my top. So it'll look like that. They'll go on my top only cabinets. We have so much remodeling this winter. That's when we'll be working on the kitchen. We did show you guys where we got all of our cabinets, and I have some stashed in there that we got a while ago because we got them at the price that we could get them. So, and that's just like, I got this forever ago and I just wanted to set them up and see. But see, this whole wall is going away. So this will just be open to my dining room. And then over here, this whole wall will be cabinets, except for the top cabinets will stop here because I'm not getting rid of my whole house intercom. And that will all open up too. And then a new oven will go in that will match. We're sticking with the black stainless steel. I like that. And I think it'll be pretty. And so that will get replaced as well. And it's starting to go out anyway. So much is going to happen. And this tiny little pantry, he is taking it all the way out there. That crazy looking office of collectible whatever. See, cabinets are even in there. That's going to be turned into a big mud room / laundry room. So we got a lot going on. So we'll be sharing that with you guys this winter. So make sure you stay. I know there's not a lot of farm stuff going on in the winter, but there's a lot of preserving going on. And a lot of remodeling is going to be going on for sure, because we've already got the stuff. None of it really costs us much of anything. My husband does all the work. So the shiplap, and he'll probably even make it, honestly, with stuff that we already have. So I'm very excited. Let me know what you guys think about the pictures. This is where all this kind of went. Because I want to get your guys' opinion on what you think about those pictures. Silly as it is that it's just you know, a calendar. But again, it's like this vinyl. So, I mean, you can wipe them down and everything. I said, I don't even need glass. I just need it framed out with that little bit of a barn red frame. And I think that'll be so pretty. So, let me know what you guys think of my plans for the kitchen. And I'll see you guys when this chicken's done. Or it's time for this corn to be shucked and taken off the cob and canned. Okay, I just got in from outside. One of the things I need to do is this is all my cream, heavy cream off the top of the milk. I am going to make up some butter with this, but I'm going to save some for the ice cream. We were supposed to make on Monday, but we didn't get to it, so we're going to make it today. And then this will also give me some good buttermilk, so I'm going to save that. This cream, this other half of the container cream, this is a ½ gallon, I'm going to save for ice cream for later. And this, I'm going to turn into butter. So you just start spinning it and it just takes forever. But then we'll have butter and buttermilk. Okay, I just came in from Animal Waters. You see them all red. It is so hot out. And I'm going to make this ice cream as well. That's going to be noisy. It's going to be noisy because I'm making the butter too. I'm going to go out and make some ice cream instead of waiting till tonight. It's hot, the bowl ice cream sounds good. Okay, so today we are going to do chocolate ice cream. I know it's loud. That's how my kitchen is. So here's the rest of the cream. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the milk. And add a couple egg yolks. These actually just got laid today. I just brought them in. I'm going to add about 3/4 cup of sugar because I am doing chocolate and I'm using unsweetened cocoa and you want it to be sweet. I'm going to add some unsweetened cocoa here. And let's see if there's a drop of coffee left. No, that would have been good in it though. Got some on this window. A little bit of salt. And you could add vanilla, but I'm not because I'm doing chocolate. I'm just leaving it chocolate. Alright, give it just a little taste. Make sure it's going to be how you want it to be. Alright, now it's all assembled. I'm going to turn it on. Then I'm going to add our chocolate ice cream. Alexa, start a 20-minute timer. This will go for 20 or 30 minutes. And this will go for 20 or 30 minutes. And then we'll have ice cream ready. Now I'm going to check this chicken. First, a quick peek at our butter. So we're kind of at the whipped cream phase right now. And let it just keep it going. That is looking gorgeous. I'm going to check the temperature on this. this is done. So now it's turned kind of watery, and that means the butter should be coming. Alright, so now I can turn off that. So looking beautiful. Okay, so here then is the butter, and you can see it's just chunks of butter. I've got some cold milk here. We're going to rinse all the milk out of the butter. And this is our buttermilk. So I'm going to pour that into a jar, and I'll make some biscuits with that tomorrow. Some good buttermilk biscuits. This, we're going to just clean and rinse this butter. To me it feels like a waxy Play-Doh. But if you don't get all the butter out, or all the milk out, then it's going to taste like, it will sour fast. And then it will not taste very good. So I'm just going to get this rinsed out the best I can. Look at how yellow and pretty that is. Push it in here a little more and make sure it's running clear. Alright, that's good. So now, try and get the rest of this butter. Right here, I have this little bowl. I'm going to just kind of flatten this out because I want to put some salt in here. Okay, so next we're just going to salt this. And kind of just mold it on in there with like Play-Doh. How's the ice cream?
It's good.
He just took somebody else's. You can have it. But you're about to eat chicken. And that's it. I'm just going to kind of leave it like this and cover it and store that in the fridge, and that's our butter. Okay, so we thought we would try the chicken together. It's the first time we've tried it.
Alright, let's do it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright.
How was it?
It's good.
Mine was a little salty because the salt from the corn got on it.
It's good. My only complaint is just timing.
It's good flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not tough.
Nobody would know it didn't come from a store. I think it tastes like a store.
A good store.
Mm-hmm.
Not
So, yes, we will keep those for meat birds. We are happy with that meat. Very happy with it. This is going to take us time to build our flock to be enough that we don't have to buy meat birds as well. But we'll continue. Let them hatch a bunch of eggs. Keep all the hens. We'll eat the roosters. And we'll just kind of let it go like that. I am getting so red everywhere. It's just so hot.
We've got little like Princess Leia like buns with ears.
Thank you, darling. Alright, we're gonna go eat. You saw we just gave it a little tiny taste to see if we were gonna like it or not. It's very good. Very good. Alright, so now all I did is back into this Dutch oven. I filled some more water. I put all the bones on. There's still a few pieces of meat on here that I left. And all the veggies and all that are still in here. I added some salt. I left all the skin, all of that stuff, and I'm going to go on and put this in the oven at 300, probably until I go to bed. Maybe I'll actually let me back it down to 250. And I'm going to leave that until I go to bed. and then I'll take it out and strain it. I'll strain it and then I'll put that in my fridge, and then all the fat will come up to the top. And you don't want a lot of fat when you can bone broth in your bone broth. So I'm gonna remove the fat off the top, and then in the morning I'll bring it back up to temperature, get it nice and hot, and then I can can it. As far as corn goes, it's already 3 o'clock. I still got stuff to do outside, so we're just gonna be eating on the chicken, not a lot. I also have some egg salad from last night, so we're gonna eat on that tonight. So I don't have a lot more really, I think, to show today. I think tomorrow we'll just bust out and start doing all the canning. And we'll can the bone broth, and we'll can all the corn that we can. And I'll show you guys some bread making because I need to refill our bread and make some more. So we'll do that tomorrow. I think I'm gonna just go on and wrap it up for tonight, and then I'll just come back tomorrow. So I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye everybody, have a great day or night wherever you are. Oh, and don't forget to let me know what you think of my picture idea.